Misplaced Monk here. The Marvels spoiler review. Here we go. The movie starts off in space near a dying sun when we see a fleet of Kree ships using a jump port to travel to a moon-like planet only referred to as MB-148. We then cut to Dar-Benn and her Kree soldiers pulling a large stone from out of the ground. Dar-Benn then uses the universal weapon to smash the rock to pieces to reveal a metallic armband. Dar-Benn would then attach the armband to her left arm, at which point her eyes, along with the armband, began to glow a purplish hue. She would then begin to search the rubble, asking one of her advisors, "Where's the other band?" They were forged as a pair. The audience is then taken to Jersey City, where we find Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel, sketching an adventure with herself and Captain Marvel. Camilla's mother would then call for her, but suddenly her armband would begin to glow that purplish hue, and without warning, she would suddenly fly backwards, crashing through her closet door. The movie then takes us back in time a bit with a text saying earlier that day. We then fade in to see Carol aboard her spaceship. She's using a Skrull mind-probing device to aid her in restoring her memories, which gives us clips of the first movie. She is then interrupted by a call from Nick Fury. After they exchange pleasantries, Fury informs Carol that there was a strange surge of activity at a jump point near her location. Carol would then track the disturbance to planet MB-148. While this was happening, we then see Monica Rambeau on a spacewalk repairing some equipment. Monica would then happen to notice a jump port near her that wasn't closing. After arriving at MB-148 and dispatching a group of Kree soldiers, Carol would find the source of the disturbance, which was a jump port that wouldn't close. As both Carol and Monica radioed Fury to tell them what they were seeing, possibly due to the power surge caused by the unstable jump port, the lines got crossed and they were able to hear each other. While Carol was happy to hear Monica's voice, Monica wanted to save their reunion for another time and just simply wanted to focus on the mission. Against Fury's wishes, both Carol and Monica decide to touch the jump ports, at which time the screen splits into three, showing that the moment Camilla's armband began to glow was the same moment that both Carol and Monica touched the jump port, which caused all three characters to switch places. Carol ends up in Camilla's room where she sees all the Captain Marvel merchandise. Camilla ends up in Monica's spacesuit where she meets Nick Fury while free-falling in space, and Monica ends up on MB-148. We then see the planet Tarnax, which is inhabited by the Skrull refugees that Carol saved in the first movie. Dar-Benn is meeting with the Skrull leader, Emperor Dorej. She advised him that he needs to relocate his people because she plans to strip Tarnax of its atmosphere. Carol would track the fleet to Tarnax and board one of the ships. She would be soon spotted by a Kree soldier who would yell out the Annihilator, and a battle ensued. Once Captain Marvel used a photon blast, she would switch places with Kamala Khan, who would soon be confronted by more Kree guards. Then we get the scene from the trailer where Goose swallows them and Kamala screams. Three heroes switch places during this battle in stylistic ways until it ends with Fury taking out a Kree soldier, showing he could still handle himself. Monica and Fury would visit the Khans and explain how the three heroes have light powers, and when they use them, it causes them to switch places. Excited to show off her powers, Kamala Khan activated her powers only to switch places with Carol. Monica and Carol would have an uncomfortable reunion in which Carol would try to connect with Monica, but Monica would remain distant and cold, wanting to keep their interaction professional. The Khans would interrupt the exchange by asking them where Camilla was. Carol, remembering where she was, would run out the back door and fly into the air. Mid-flight, however, she would switch places with Kamala Khan, who was now free-falling. Monica, with encouragement from Fury, would learn to fly. While flying, Monica is unable to grab tangible objects, so Camilla took hold of Monica and created a force field of light to break their fall. But upon impact, the two heroes switched places with Carol. Monica and Camilla would appear in a room aboard a Kree ship surrounded by Kree soldiers in Dar-Benn. Dar-Benn would reveal to the heroes that she was looking for the other armband, at which time Camilla would conceal her armband. Carol would then soon arrive on the ship. Ben would whisper Annihilator and a battle would ensue. During this fight, it's revealed that Dar-Benn can also absorb energy attacks via the armband. Eventually, Dar-Benn would touch the universal weapon and the armband together, causing an unstable jump port to open and drain the planet's atmosphere. Although the heroes were able to save most of the refugees, Camilla would learn that you can't save everyone. Back on Carol's ship, she calls on Valkyrie to take the Skrull refugees to New Asgard. On Hala, we see a jump port open, which brings Tarnak's atmosphere through. A gathering of Kree citizens watch Dar-Benn as she removes her breathing mask, showing her people that the air was breathable. The crowd rejoiced as they followed suit. Dar-Benn would then recall to her advisor why Captain Marvel is called the Annihilator. It's then shown that Dar-Benn was a member of the Kree Star Force when Captain Marvel attacked Hala and destroyed the Supreme Intelligence. With their Kree leader gone, a civil war broke out, which caused a depletion of Hala's air, water, and their sun. We also learn that the way Dar-Benn is using the armband is slowly killing her. Back on Carol's ship, Monica and Carol catch up. Monica reveals that she hung on to Carol's every word and thought she would have been back long before she became an adult. Camilla would reveal that she saw a map on the Kree ship but couldn't remember any details. Carol was suggested to use the mind probes, revealing to Monica that she is still struggling with her memory loss. While under the probes, after seeing the map, Carol would show Monica that she visited her mother, Maria Rambeau, before she died. Then Carol would probe Monica's mind, revealing how lost and confused Monica felt when she returned back after being unsnapped. Monica would disconnect from the device, telling Carol to never do that again. Monica would pull up a map and conclude that if Dar-Benn keeps opening unstable jump ports, she would destabilize the universe. Carol would figure that Dar-Benn's next target would be the planet of Aldana, known for its oceans. We get a training montage which shows the trio learning how to use their switching abilities to their advantage. Once the heroes arrive on Aldana, Carol explains that she had to marry the planet's prince for legal issues. They aren't in love, but they're good friends. Carol then dons a strange headdress as the group is greeted by the people of Aldana with a musical number. Monica tries to interact with a young girl, but is told that the planet's language is speaking through song. The trio would eventually be brought before the prince, at which time Carol would transform into a dress. Captain Marvel and the prince would perform a song and dance routine, but Carol would quickly stop and tell the prince about the oncoming attack without singing. She would then tell Monica and Camilla that the prince was bilingual. Meanwhile, at Saber headquarters, Fury and his crew find strange-looking eggs all over the space station. Dar-Benn and her crew would finally arrive on Aldana. Losing the diplomatic approach she took on Tarnax, she would simply tell the prince to kneel. He says no, so a battle ensues. During the battle, Dar-Benn would see that Ms. Marvel had the second band. Dar-Benn would eventually activate another unstable jump port and of course drain the planet's oceans. Once escaping Aldana, Captain Marvel would tell Monica that she was the cause of Hala's civil war and couldn't return home until she made things right. Monica would tell Carol that that's not how family works and that no matter what, family loves each other in spite of. This made Carol realize that Dar-Benn was targeting planets where Carol had people she cared about. She then deduced that Dar-Benn's final plan was to drain the Earth's sun. Back on the space station, it's revealed that the strange eggs belonged to Goose. They were Flerken eggs. Dar-Benn would appear at the Earth's sun and then create a jump port, starting the final act. The power surge created by the port caused the space station to malfunction. The station needed to be evacuated, but there wasn't enough functional escape pods, so the baby Flerken had to swallow the remaining crew members for easier transport. The armband was starting to show its effect on Ben as the Marvels confronted her for the last time. A battle ensues, at which point Ben is thrown into a wall and is then impaled by some sort of metal object in her abdomen. Carol would tell Dar-Benn that she's sorry for what happened on Hala, and Monica would tell Dar-Benn that Carol had the ability to restart Hala's sun. The trio then offered to free Dar-Benn so they could undo the port near the sun. Dar-Benn would offer her a hand for their help, accepting the truce. Once freed, however, Dar-Benn would pin Miss Marvel under her universal weapon and threaten to kill her unless she gets the other band. Once Camilla gives up her band, Carol would try to stop Dar-Benn, but she was able to bang the bands together. This finalized the process. Dar-Benn would die as a result of being vaporized by the large surge of energy created by banging the bands together. Even though Carol was able to retrieve the bands, the port still needed to be closed. This was because when Dar-Benn banged the two armbands together, she ripped a hole in space-time. So another reality was bleeding into ours. After explaining this, Monica suggested that Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel blast her with enough energy that she will absorb and then use that energy to close the port from the inside. Once supercharged, Monica would fly into the porthole and begin closing it. As the hole was getting smaller, Carol would tell Monica to get out, but Monica would say it's okay and that she knew the whole time the only way to close it was from the inside. Captain Marvel would race to save Monica, but the port closed before she could. Later, Carol would keep her promise and restore Hala's sun. We are then transported to Louisiana, where the Khans are moving into the Rambo home, which was featured in the first movie. Carol and Camilla would speculate that they will eventually find Monica. The movie ends with Camilla, aka Miss Marvel, recruiting Kate Bishop, aka Hawkeye, for a team, Nick Fury style, and then the movie ends. But then there's a mid-credit scene. We see Monica waking up in a hospital room to find her mother sleeping in a chair next to her. Monica would tearfully greet her, but her mom seemed cold and confused. At that moment, Beast of the X-Men would walk in to tell Monica that Binary found her in space and that Monica was from another reality. Binary would then stand up and tell Beast to leave, and then ask Monica, "Who are you?" Monica would then hang her head in disappointment, and then it went back to the credits. And that will do it for my review of the Marvels. Once again, I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was a decent movie. You know, it wasn't like a super blockbuster, but it wasn't, in my opinion, bad. Perception is reality. None of this is real.